Welcome to a Jacobless episode of the Talking Shop podcast. Our friend It's Cobb is under the weather today, so you got me and Michael today. I'm Josh from Grand Slam. We got Michael from Medium Rare Cards over on the
Hello.
We missed last week. Forgive us. Life and work and everything else just got away from us last week. So we're back this week, ready to talk some shop. How we doing, Michael? You got
Doing well. I do. Welcome to episode 170. It's crazy. We have done this 170 times and we haven't gotten any better at it at all.
It's crazy. It feels like only about 300. No.
Funny how that works, right? We're going to be talking about a lot of things today. We've got an oldie but goodie. So I don't know if you guys have seen this Mike Trout error card. We're going to start with that. Obviously, we're going to talk about some new arrivals at Grand Slam. We're going to cover the story about Topps pulling the plug on 2025 NFL products. We're going to see if there's some truth to that. Want to make sure we have all our facts right. Meanwhile, Dave and Adams is already calling their shot on soccer, predicting the market will boom after the World Cup, not before. I always thought it was going to be after. At the same time, basketball history has been made, at least in the hobby. The Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant Exquisite Dual Logoman has sold. It actually, when I did this last week, it was only at 6.1. And so we've got a final total on that. We'll also get into some more grading stuff. I know Josh loves to talk about that. Juan Soto has a Garbage Pail Kid coming out. We have another Japanese two-way phenom coming to Bowman Chrome. And then what we've been waiting for on this podcast for 169 episodes. There are actually Back to the Future cards we can talk about. I cannot wait. And then some cards with actual ping pong balls in them. Can't wait to get into that. Let's talk some shop. Josh, it's been a couple weeks. How are things? How are things in the shop? Has school started for you?
Yep. School is back in session, so we always notice a downtick in the youngins in the shop during the week, during the day. Yeah. We'll see some in the evenings, and then it gets busy on the weekends, of course. But that's when we know school is back in session, when all our young Pokemon shoppers stop showing up. Yeah. But our older Pokemon collectors still in regularly. The shop's been busy. I mean, knock on wood, I think we're working on our best year ever, volume-wise. And we have to be careful, not like volume-wise, like that COVID year, that 2020 year. I don't know if I should go back and look if we'll ever. Yeah, we will touch it because we're going to keep growing. But over the last 4 years, we keep trending upwards a little bit. So that's something with all the other card shops that open 24/7 everywhere. But
it's the tens of followers from the podcast.
It's our podcast that's doing it, Michael.
It is. I think at this point, people are just feeling sorry for us. And so, but I'll take what I can. So, opening rip. I saw this. Give me your take, just historically, before we look at this video. Give me your take if I said the word Jameis Winston to you.
Unfortunately, because I think it's the old Jameis crab legs is all I think of. But he's funny. He's entertaining. He's apparently a really good guy.
He's great. And now because I watched this whole clip, he's just in my feed all the time now. The algorithm has taken over, but I did want to share this. There are a couple reasons, because number one, it's entertaining. Number two, the Giants, while I don't know if they'll do this in the regular season, but my guy Russell Wilson's there. He's been named the starter, and they have some exciting rookies. And then there's Jameis Winston. Let me show you this video and get your thoughts.
All right, here's the deal. All right, all 4 quarterbacks are going to have a chance. If he hits the crossbar, then walkthrough's done tonight. Hey,
we phone a friend?
There's no, don't negotiate with me, Dexter. All right. All right, Jameis is up.
Hey, but I do want to tell y'all we got Bible study at 3:30 during the snack period. And y'all faith is going to determine me hitting this. Y'all know what time it is.
So
he said, God knows. God knows.
I love it. I love it. This is just going to be playing in the background. So let me just get rid of that. But I love it. And so I feel like he's had a bit of a resurgence as far as perception. But again, I looked up his prices. I don't have them posted, but you could still get them for a steal.
His prices haven't had a resurgence, but
no, and it's just and we've talked about this before, Josh, and I hate it. I hate it because I feel like these young kids get into the league and we talked about this before. They're either crowned and then the hobby falls in love with them. And despite any sort of personality coming out in later in their careers, it's almost too late. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, that's the way it is. If they're not crowned at the beginning of their career, then it takes an act of Congress to get the hobby behind them. And once they've hit, there's some, the Baker Mayfields of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, he was crowned and then written off. And I mean, I say we had our first fantasy football draft last night, and Baker's going to be my starter because I had a late pick, but he's having an excellent career and putting up great numbers and having success and getting into the playoffs. And it takes an act of Congress to get these guys back up to where they belong, while the unproven young studs prices fetch so much more. It's a strange phenomenon, but it is what it is. And it's all about trying to get your hands on the quarterbacks that are going to end up being the next big staple in the NFL. And it just doesn't happen very often.
And sometimes there's a hangover when things do go south. I think Russell Wilson was, I think he was crowned a bit when he came into the league. Super Bowl early. And now the shine is worn off of him a bit. And even as he gets named the starter for the Giants, just it's almost that has passed him by. And he's going to have to
he has to almost win another Super Bowl or go to a Super Bowl. He looks good and goes to a Super Bowl. That'll revive his prices for sure. But yeah. Someone brought a PSA 10. No, it was an off-brand grading company, but it was a 10. So, maybe not an actual 10, but you knew it was in pretty darn good shape, and it was slabbed up. And it was a Russell Wilson Prism rookie. It was an insert. It was 2012, which is the first year they did Prism, and comps are like $3 to $5 for that card.
Oh my goodness!
So the mighty have fallen as it comes to that. So I'm like I'm not even going to make you an offer on this. I'm gonna send you, but
hold on to it.
Hold on to that one and hope Russell does something.
Hold on to it, and when if they make the playoffs.
Yeah, they're going to have an interesting quarterback dilemma over there because the moment Russell struggles, the fan base wants to see Jackson Dart out there. They want to see there's that unknown.
Talk about a player waiting to be crowned by the hobby. He's got the name, he's got the looks,
got the
big market team. So they're waiting. They're waiting. Well, this is an older card, but I don't know if you've ever seen this. So this is, Mike Trout. I don't know. I haven't kept up. I've sort of checked out. Once the Braves decided to lay an egg this year, I've been sort of checked out of baseball, but I did want to bring this up. Inscriptions are the rage, right? So it says here, if you guys are just listening, Mike Trout set the record straight. Back in 2018, the Angels Bat Boy was featured on a Mike Trout card as a nod to a famous era card from 1969. When Trout saw the card, he took matters into his own hands. This is fantastic, says Mike Trout. This isn't me. Have you seen this card?
So I'm like, why have I not seen this card? Because I figured I would have. What's the card go? So
look at that.
So Mike Trout just took that card, autographed it, and then someone slabbed it. But what's that card go for raw? I wonder how short printed it is. And they're calling it an error. They're calling it an error. Why would they call it an error if it was meant to be a nod to the Bat Boy?
Mike Trout.
And what's it? My question is, what is it on a checklist as? A Mike Trout Bat Boy card? I mean,
it's listed in eBay. It's listed as 2018 Topps Heritage Mike Trout Bat Boy image error. And the PSA 9 is listed best offer for $650.
Oh, okay. You know why they're calling it an error is because it's a nod to the 69 card, which was an error.
Yes, which was an error.
That's kind of the title of the card. It's the Bat Boy error card. So
the non-autographed version sold as recently as August 12th for $610. So there is
ungraded or a 10.
No, this is PSA 10.
I'm just curious what raw ones go for, and are they super hard to pull? Ed, what's up? Ed's joined us in the chat.
Ed, we don't have Jacob as our Jamie, so Ed, if you could find that out for us. We're just recruiting.
Pull that up, Jamie.
Yeah, if you could just pull that up, that would be fantastic. Well, from a 2018 error card, I know, to cards hitting the shelves this week and last week, since we missed last week. What's new in the shop, Josh? I think I've got some stuff to share here. Hold on. While you're talking,
Jamie, pull up some pictures of of some of the stuff that came out last week that's on the shelves now.
Here we go. Boom.
So this is I want to give my little sales pitch on each of these cards. We're filling a break over on the break page with a serial number break with 2 boxes of this. And so don't sleep on that break. When Leaf says 4 premium hits per box, it's usually pretty good. We've already had a couple relic pieces with Brady and Manning and some of those guys pulled in the shop. The autograph checklist is pretty big. So this is cool. It's called Glory of the Game Football, 4 premium hits per box. It's typically 2 autos, 2 mems. It's all game use stuff, big names. That hit the shelves last week. We got it on the shelf still now.
Sorry about that.
Of the new products.
I jumped the gun. I just jumped the gun for a second. Here we go. Say that again. Okay.
Gun jumping. Here we go.
Yes.
This is another new one called Wildcard 5-card draw football. These are not expensive. These are hobby boxes that are these are $79 a box. You get I'm gonna test my memory here. You get 5 cards because it's 5-card draw. No guaranteed autos. You get an auto in about every 4 boxes. It's all numbered 5 or less. I think there's a 1 of 1 in every box. The cards look really good. Wildcard has really stepped up their game with the card design lately, as you will see in this product and the next product you're about to throw up on the screen. Don't throw up on it. But
well, I mean,
here we go.
Right?
Glass. This is Pro Look Hobby. That means if the players are NFL players, they're in their pro jerseys. just with no pro logos, but it still feels more professional that way. The cards have a really cool splat design. These are like $99 a box. So again, not very expensive. You get, I think, 5 or 6 cards all individually wrapped, an auto in about 1 in every 4 or 5 boxes here, and some big names, just really cool card design. That's also on the shelf, came out, I think, Friday. We've got another new product, which is right up Michael's alley, Live Golf. So these are inexpensive golf boxes with a potential high ceiling. I think we're selling them pretty well at $129 a box. So we do have a sealed case of first off the line of this same product. We're trying to sell the case whole, but we will break it if need be. Not break it online, but open the case and sell it individually. But
you almost got me excited there.
Live Golf, and then first off the line, Live Golf here at the shop. Come see us. I think that was some of the last week's stuff. This week, we've got an interesting lineup. So Panini Boys of Summer Baseball. That's an unlicensed baseball product, but it is really pretty cool. Last year was the first year they did that. That comes out Wednesday. Very hit heavy. Big names, new and old alike. Origins Football is also Wednesday. Always a juicy one.
Oh, I love that one.
Select Racing. Like I said, there's not a ton of NASCAR products out each year. We usually carry the ones that are national treasures. Donruss, Select. I think Spectra we've carried in the past. But Select Racing is Wednesday. We'll have that. There's a couple Pulse baseball things. I don't think I have those coming, which is probably a good thing. No offense, Pulse. And then Friday, also not much coming. We will talk about, I have one note of bad news. It's a long story that I'm working on getting resolved, but there is a new Lorcana set this Friday, and this might be the first expansion I don't have any of. So if this were Pokemon, I'd be pooping bricks right now, but Lorcana's not quite on that level. So I reached out to a few of our regulars that were waiting on maybe a pre-order link. I'm also in communication with Ravensburger, who is the manufacturer, to try to figure out where the screw-up happened. But I don't want to not say that it doesn't come out. Not say that it doesn't. I don't want to say that it doesn't come out this Friday, because it does launch this Friday. So if I don't have it, forgive me. And then a couple big things on the horizon. But what was I going to say? We were going to talk Bowman Chrome baseball, which is on the horizon. It's not this week. It's hard to find and pin down an exact release date of it, but it looks like it's September 10th, which is a few weeks away. Big release. I do have lots of that coming. So
awesome. All right. Before we get into some hobby news, let's play the promo.
Are you looking to get your cards graded? Well, here at Grand Slam, we've simplified the process of submitting and getting a card graded. All you have to do is drop off your cards and kick your feet up, while our transparent tracking ensures that you are up to date with every detail along the way. When you log into our website, you'll immediately be greeted with each card in the grading process, along with where it's at in the process and its final grade. And with over 1,000 submissions and some of the top cards across the country being submitted through us, we have become a well-trusted source to handle and submit your cards. So you can do more collecting and leave the chore of grading to us. So don't sit on grading your cards. Get them submitted today at Grand Slam, where grading's made easy. Where grading is made easy, but not fast, because PSA is taking forever right now.
Quite a backlog now. So, before we move on, let's catch up on some comments. We've got Ed. What's up? What is up? Thanks for joining.
Ed and more Ed.
And he did do some research. He says this was a planned error, an homage to the famous 1969 Topps Aurelio Rodriguez error card, which showed an Angels bat boy instead of the actual player. And then he knows we love movies, so he chimed in. Everyone needs to go see F1 great movie. Be interesting to see if it's good enough to see a spike in F1 cards again. We'll see.
I noticed, because I'm always looking for stuff that comes out on the place or the Apple Store because you can buy them and rent them, right when at the earliest point when they release them. So if we're going to talk movies for a second, we saw this in the theater. While it's not the best one ever, the new Jurassic World movie was entertaining and worth a watch. I gave this like a 5 or a 6 out of 10. The new Superman, I wasn't overly impressed, but it was entertaining and I did enjoy watching it. This was not as good as the first one. This is the sequel to the first Final Reckoning. My boy Tom Cruise, that movie's out. Saw that in theater. And then I noticed, Ed, that the new F1 movie was out and I haven't seen it. 3 of 10. What did you give a 3 of 10? Are you talking Superman? Because if you're talking Superman, I could probably be talked into a 3 out of 10. I was disappointed.
Really?
For sure. Yeah. I know Jacob, if he were here, he'd be coming out of his chair, but no, that was Thunderbolts he liked, which I thought was also very mid, but so 3 out of 10 for Superman. Ed, I could be convinced right there with you, man. I'm a hardcore Superman fan and I was disappointed, but it was a fun watch with the kids, but regardless.
Well, since we're talking movies, I'm going to skip forward on the docket to this, which is On Card. This is what the caption says. On Card from one of the most iconic movies ever, Back to the Future, Only Leaf. I had no idea that this is this happening. Does this exist? Is this coming up? This is nuts.
So here, I can chime in on this. So I just sent you a picture. If you'll throw this picture up, Michael, the one I just sent of this product, because I forgot to advertise this product. This came out Friday too. Unless I got it Friday and it wasn't supposed to come out, I should probably look and see. But I assumed, I hope I didn't sell it early. But anyway, this product here, I was like, oh, Leaf Metal Authentics. What is this? So each box has an on-card autograph, or it's an on-card autograph with an inscription. And so we saw a couple boxes opened on Saturday. If you'll show maybe the edited one that I edited, a customer opened one, sent it to me. So there was if you go to Leaf's website and look at the information on this product, this is one of the featured cards. So we had one of the featured cards pulled in the shop, which is kind of cool. The original unedited picture was not pornographic in any way. I just did that because we're a family store. But anyway, in this product, I say all that to say Michael J. Fox has autographs. I did see they're advertising a Michael J. Fox, Leah, what's her name? Leah Thompson, the dude that played Biff. So those guys have triple autos in that product. So I don't know if that's the product that this first.
I hope so, man. I hope this is not a hold on, I'm going to bring it back up. I mean, this would be,
if you know,
as a fan of this movie,
awesome.
outrageous card.
That card should outsell a lot of sports cards that it won't outsell, but that's pretty sweet. And if you know me and my love for movies, you will know that I've rated this the best trilogy of all time, in my opinion. But
I would co-sign on that. I mean, it's iconic. It's generational. It's so quotable every movie and
all the time. Yeah, I'm always quoting.
This had to make the podcast. Man, what's that? Are you saying that that product, that Leaf Metal Authentics, has released? And
we should probably find that out. It has released at Grand Slam. I hope it was supposed to have released. I'm going to go down here to Blowout's website and see if we can find. I guess if you could probably just Google 2025 Leaf Authentics, and it'll probably tell us if it's right. Good old Google Leaf.
This was posted on Beckett's website.
So I would say, just as a side note, release date August 22, right? Yeah, released Friday.
And
so you can get this product at Grand Slam.
Yes, and the cards we're looking at on screen, that the back in time insert and then the triple auto is in this product.
Yeah. When Leaf, I saw it says on card from one of the most iconic movies ever, Back to the Future. Yeah, it's for sure out of this product. So that would be sweet if someone pulled one of even the non-gold vinyl ones, something similar to that would be sweet.
And in a quick look at the checklist, this is the featured sort of movie star pulls. Everything else seems to be mostly sports.
Yeah, let me read just a couple big autos they advertise from this product. You got Bill Russell, Spike Lee. You got that Giannis. I'm not going to even try to pronounce his last name, but Giannis and Thanasis, the other two brothers, all the Giannis brothers. Michael J. Fox. You're probably looking at the same thing. Joe Pesci. Yep. There's a cool Giannis Rodman dual auto in that product. Let's see. Sigourney Weaver.
As Spike Lee, Patrick Ewing, pretty cool.
Messi's got autos. Ken Griffey Jr.'s got autos in it. Livy Dunn, of course. There's the
Margot Robbie.
Yeah. There's the so you can get this one's numbered to 10, Aaliyah Thompson, Christopher Lloyd, Tom Wilson. So that card, obviously they're featuring the 1/1 gold vinyl, but you can get it numbered to 10, and which means you can probably get I bet you 10's the highest they go with those three.
And you're saying this is in the shop as we speak?
Yes.
And what are these boxes selling for? Because I'm gonna.
I have it priced at one. I probably am quite competitive with my price. I have it at $169 a box.
Oh, that's super cool. I might. You may see me walk into the shop this week.
And if you pull that card right there, you have to go, great Scott.
Oh my goodness, what a cool card. All right, back to regular scheduled program. Let me share this, and then I'm going to have to refresh it.
None 6 will be a none.
Here we go.
That Topps will not print any NFL 2025 product, period.
So 2026 will be a non-rookie, but first auto for him?
Based on what I've been told. We'll still have Panini stuff, but Cam has obviously signed an exclusive with Fanatics.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll still have Bowman. Like Bowman's best. I don't think he'll be in that again now that he's a pro. I don't think you'll see another product with him in it this year.
Except
and an autograph.
Panini would still have the rights to like a base.
Yeah,
yes,
autograph.
Okay. So
see, I was under the impression that maybe we would get 25 class with Topps once they were just going to kind of hold everything.
That's what we were led to believe in what was it, February, March at the Topps conference. Right. I thought that. If they just weren't going to print it until March of 2026, but they're going to go back and print that whole class. From what I've been told now, because of the legalities and the apparently some legal violations with how many players and the active PA they've had in the last year's product, I was told by multiple people that they will not have any 2025 Topps football product. And the fact that Mahan and Rubin didn't answer the question, and there was 57 lawyers in the room, leads me to believe that's correct.
I've heard the same thing. Yeah. It's going to be, we've been talking about it. It's going to be a real interesting 2025 football product year. Not good, but temporary speed bump on the way to things returning somewhat to normal next year. My thought is the same as Cards at the Cages here in the comments. Why can't we have more than one company with a license?
That is nice. A great question. It happened in 2012, right? There was 2012 Topps Chrome, and it was licensed. And then 2012
and you've got Prism levers, you got the Select levers, you've got the Topps Chrome levers. Just like let everyone, I mean, maybe not everybody, but let more than one company have the license, and then you really talk about card quality. I mean, competition's good, so card quality steps up, and card design is important.
I mean, I agree, Josh. I mean, if these companies really want to grow the hobby, that would make sense. I don't know, and if you're listening to this and want to chime in, I don't know why an exclusive license with a manufacturer would be helpful, because, like you said, there's no competition, and so things slip. And now you've got Panini's and Topps. This is probably a reaction to Topps getting the autographs for the football players that were supposed to be in the Topps product release. But then you've got people signing exclusives with Panini. So now you're going to have Topps product when it is licensed and released, and then you're not going to have the guys you want to chase. So it ends up being a complete mess. It's confusing to people that are new to the hobby. I don't know.
It's really confusing, and we have to explain it 10 times a day, to people that are trying to understand it, which isn't their fault. It's just a confusing topic. But yeah, I mean, even if you look in the comments, Poopsicle88 says, but I have a Cam Ward rookie. So yeah, see, this customer's confused. Well, yeah, because there's been a couple 2025 football products out already. Cam Ward should have a base rookie card. What they're talking about is the licensed autographed cards. Because Cam Ward's going to be a Fanatics exclusive guy. But yeah, it's just going to be wonky for the next year or so. But it's.
I mean, the nightmare scenario is Fanatics acquiring Panini. I don't want that either. I don't want that. I think competition. I think competition is good when it comes to this.
I agree. At least you have the potential to pull all the players from a class out of a product. That would be the main benefit to that. Because it is. If you're chasing JJ McCarthy or Michael Penix, you go this route. If you're chasing Drake May or Caleb Williams, you go with these. It's just you need to have the chance in all of it. So kind of simplify the business a little bit. But when the hobby is booming like it is, every big company with money wants in on the pie, and everybody wants to open a card shop because there's money in it. It's just the fallout of what happens. And Ed, to answer your question on the last topic, $169, that is for one autographed card from that Leaf Authentics product.
Well, hopefully this causes enough of a shakeup to where cooler heads will prevail, and maybe they go, okay, so let's run it to where we both have a license for this limited time. Hopefully. I mean, that would be awesome. And then and look, like I said, it happened in 2012. I don't see why it couldn't happen for a limited time.
It should. But what do we know?
Yeah. What do we know? So this popped onto my radar last week when we were supposed to talk about it. And at the time, it says, with 8 days still remaining, the Michael Jordan Kobe Bryant Exquisite Dual Logoman 101 has become the most expensive card ever, reaching $6.1 million. If it were to end today, it would be the fifth most
Mike Tyson?
Most expensive sports card ever to sell publicly. Well, fast forward, Josh, you dropped this into the comments in our group chat yesterday.
There it is.
Oh, let me get rid of that.
That number at the top, if you're just finding out about this, 12.9 million, which means I've no longer held the most expensive card in my hands. Because I held that 12.6 mantle right before it sold, and now this one, I probably won't ever get to hold this one. But
Hey, before we keep talking about this, because I do want everybody to see the whole thing, and we jumped off of new in the shop. Did you mention the brakes on the brake page? You did not.
I mean, I teased him a little bit, but it's been scrolling in everyone's faces at the bottom. So go over to the brake page. We are breaking, because I mentioned that Leaf Glory of the game. There's a couple boxes of that, and there's a couple boxes of Topps Finest Baseball.
Yes. All right, let me get rid of that. So it says here, so the first graphic that I posted is at 6.1. That was 8 days ago. The final, if you guys are just listening, $12.932 million.
And I was kind of explaining this to some people at my church that were asking me questions, because they hear about this in the news and just don't understand it. And it's kind of like, it shouldn't really be that valuable, but because of what it is, it obviously makes it that valuable. But it's about the fact that the people that have this kind of money, it's more about they own that card. It's kind of like the Mickey Mantle PSA 10s that never go to sale, because the people that own them, it's more important to them to have the card and be one of the only ones that have the card than to be $30 million richer, because that's probably what that card would go for, the mantle. So if you're a billionaire, do you need $30 million more dollars, or do you want to be able to say, I own the most expensive baseball card ever, and it means more to these people to have that? And I would be the same way probably. So it's not a slight on them, but once you get to a certain level financially, you don't need the money. Now you want something that no one else has, and that would be this card. And it's also an investment of sorts. Everybody laughed at the dude that bought the PSA 10 mantle back in the 90s for 180 grand or whatever it was. So they laughed at him, thought it was a fool, and now it's 30 million potentially. So someone that spends 12.9 says, hey, I'm not going to go broke buying it. I now own it, and everybody can talk about it, and I can brag about owning it. And then I might be able to sell it for 15 million in a few years or something. So,
well, Ed chimed in. He said Kevin O'Leary in the group who bought the card, and they are going to open for biz. Ed, are you saying that they're opening? What are they opening for biz?
What are they opening, Ed?
And Josh, you know who Kevin O'Leary is?
The name sounds familiar.
But ever watch Shark Tank?
Yeah.
So he's Mr. Wonderful.
Is he the older balding guy that's always dressed nice? Yeah. Yes. He's on the Gutfeld show every now and again.
Yes. So his group, I guess he's in the group that bought the card, and then they're getting in the biz. I guess they're seeing all of Tom Brady's card vault shops, and they're like, I want to get in on that.
Yeah, or they're seeing these high-end, rare, valuable items are great investment pieces. So, I mean, you and I turn 100 into 200. They want to turn 9 million into 10 million. It's the same thing.
I think you have mine backwards. I'm good at the 200 into 100.
Well, you're buying Russell Wilson at 200 and selling it for 40.
Yes. Or not selling it at all. Air.
Or just collecting it permanently against your will.
Let's talk grading and the differences in grading.
It's funny. I didn't know we were going to talk about this, but I have an example in my head from someone in the shop over the weekend. And when we get to maybe the Jerry Rice one, I'll chime in because it goes along with that. So,
yeah. And look, when I first got back into the hobby, it was the advice I got was buy the card, not the grade. Buy the card, not the grade. Yeah, I wish everybody else would listen to that, because then the differences between these two grades on some of these cards would be a little more palatable. But before I start flipping through this, and this is from CCLLC Media, Collect Media, maybe. I thought that 8 was basically a raw card, raw price. 8 equals raw.
In more modern cards, when a card is 30, 40 years old, I would say it's a little different, but
right. So not vintage is what we're talking about. Non-vintage raw is about equal to an 8.
I mean, that's changed closer to a 9 now, but that's always kind of how it has been on modern stuff.
So we're flipping through these, and so the first one, the iconic Mickey Mantle card, an 8 has sold for $2.02 million. 7 is 25% of that, $468,000 between a 7 and an 8, and obviously we're looking at this on screen, but I'm not good enough to tell the difference here.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you just have to trust the grading company, and it is what it is.
Yeah, the centering looks about the same. So let's move on to the next one. Another iconic card, the Jordan Rookie, PSA 10, 840. And I wish they'd timestamp these, right? I wish these would have sold. They could definitely say they sold on the same day or something.
Right, yeah.
That would be helpful. But the 10, they have a sale here for 840. The 9 didn't even breach 100,000 for the 9. And again, if I'm looking at these, I mean, I guess you could see some white in the corners for the 9, but the centering comparable.
That if on the Jordan card, I guess I didn't realize 10s were up that high when.
That's what I mean. I think this was a while back. Like I said, they should have timestamped these things.
Yeah, regardless, we know the gap is astronomical still, but remember, I don't know if it was the national you went to. I think it was or there was a display with a big Jordan poster, and it had 30 PSA 10 Jordan rookies.
That was Probstein.
Yeah, so 30 times that number, let's just call it 500 grand. At the time, it was 250 grand is what 10s were going for. So I did the math. It was like $9 million or something like that. But now you're looking at, if they're $500,000 and there's 30 of them, was it $15 million is in that one display?
One case. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's probably being conservative.
And you're right. So if we're looking at these, there's no ultra modern in this. These are all vintage or at least classic, not vintage. The Hank Aaron rookie, between an 8 and a 9, the difference is 620,000 between an 8 and a 9. Here's the Jerry Rice one. I'll let you get to what you were going to say, but the Jerry Rice, I wouldn't say this is vintage. I would say it's knocking on the door of vintage. 1986, still a really old card. But the 10 sells for 125, and the 9 sells for 24,000.
Yeah.
And so, in quick story, the very, very first break I ever bought in on from Grand Slam, you opened a box of this. No. Was it this you were looking for the Montana rookie?
It was the Montana. We pulled.
That's right.
2 of them at least, I remember.
Yeah. Cool.
That was your first break with me?
Ever with you.
Huh. Yeah, I remember doing that because we also graded both of those Montanas for the customer that hit the 49ers.
So what was your story about?
So yeah, we were just talking with a customer about the Joe Montana rookie in the shop and the astronomical difference between a 9 and a 10. And I'm going to make up numbers off the top of my head. The 10 was like $80,000 and the 9 was like $3,000 or something crazy. And it's just knowing that you can still buy this product sealed, open it, pull you out a couple Rice rookies, and they're just not going to be 10s. It's just really hard to get a 10 in this stuff. So that's why. And then we looked up, and again, I can't remember these numbers off the top of my head, but it was me and George. The pop counts on some of these tell the story as well. They're just not very many 10s. I remember this Jeter card from being a new card shop owner several years back, and that having a 10 in that card was a big deal.
Big deal.
So you'd think having an 8 and a 9 was a big deal, which a 9 is still a big deal, but huge jumps.
I mean, look at this. This is the Ricky Henderson rookie from a 9.
I see that card all the time
All the
in the
time.
shop, but never in 10 condition. So I understand it. Even packed fresh, these things are hard to get 10s.
Yeah.
Stains and coloring and centering.
Here's a modern card. It's the Caitlin Clark Silver Prism rookie.
I think that has to do with the print quality on those cards was so bad. It was really hard to get 10s.
Yeah.
The other one that's a big gap, the 89 Upper Deck. It's like $300 for a 9 the last I checked, and like $2,000 for a 10.
Yeah.
So like 7 times, something like that.
I mean, you got some cash laying around. Buy some PSA 9s and crack those things if they look good, right? I mean, it's worth it, especially for some of the newer cards.
Yeah, I mean, cracking and resubbing, that's a side business for a lot of people.
That's a business model for some folks. So let us know in the comments. Like, I feel like the gap is widening here, and I don't have a good explanation for it. Because the pop on the vintage stuff, yes, the pop counts are minuscule for the 10s, but on the modern stuff, come on, man, it could be that small.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's a little bit harder to get a 10 now too. So that tracks.
Yeah. Well, speaking of cards that are 10s, hopefully, I love this, and I'm it's because I'm so biased. This right here, the Garbage Pail Kid with Juan Soto. I love this. And this is going to be in the new Bowman release coming up. Thoughts on this, Josh?
Love it. Yeah, I think the way that it was received, a couple seasons back, the case hit Garbage Pail stuff. They did it for the rookies that year.
Yeah,
the year of Churio and Jackson Merrill, I think, and I think it's a great idea. Keep it case hit, keep it rare, branch it out to the guys that deserve it. The good rookies deserve it. Don't get me wrong, but you need the pillars of the league to have these cards.
Absolutely. I love it. Absolutely. Next, I mean, so I think this happens in basketball all the time. Everybody's looking for the next Larry Bird in basketball, aka Luka, aka Cooper Flag. Everybody's looking for the next Larry Bird. Well, in baseball, for years, people are going to be looking for the next Shohei. And here it comes. If you guys are just listening, it's 18-year-old two-way phenom Shotaro Morii. Will have his first ever baseball card in 2025 Bowman Chrome. Again, pitcher and a hitter. They must just be manufacturing them over in Japan. He's got the Japanese inscription. Who knows what that is? You know what? Let me see if Google Translate will have what this says. I hope it's something vile. What do you think, Josh? What do you think this
says? Shotaro Morii.
I bet it says Shohei is a chump.
Shohei bets on baseball.
That's right, Shohei. I hired Shohei's translator is what that says. No, hold on. In Japanese. All right. Come on now. Oh, sorry. Dead air. Japanese to English. On behalf of Imadari Shotaro Morii. Boring. He should have taken a shot at Shohei.
He's gotta maintain a good image, Michael.
So polite. So polite. And I had never heard of this kid. There is a home run hitter that broke Shohei's home run records that is was in a Japanese release last year. But because he's Japanese and because he's a two-way player, does this make him the chase in Bowman Chrome?
I mean,
or did Topps release? I don't know. Did Topps release this because the Bowman Chrome product is typically very, very internationally heavy, like very international. Young kids, like 16, 17, 18, that you've never heard of are in that product. It's a smart move by Topps. If they're trying to use this kid to sell the product, because I've never heard of him.
I mean, I do look at the card design. The card design looks really cool.
Oh, I mean, come on now. This is like City Connect or like a downtown, right? Pretty cool.
Love it. Yeah, I like the design. We'll see. It's gonna be hard. Yeah, big shoes to fill if you're trying to fill Otani's.
Dave and Adams, our next story. Dave and Adams, owner, predicts soccer card movement years after the 2026 World Cup. I'm not going to play the video, but he was talking about it. I'm going to disagree here. I think at that point, I think soccer cards, they're not making a big splash. That happened in 2021 before the 2022 World Cup, and you saw that huge spike in 2021 for soccer cards. I got swept up in that and actually learned how to watch the sport.
What's he predicting here? That they're going to move years after the 26? So I guess I'm confused.
Yeah, he's saying that this will spurn or spawn the soccer card movement because the World Cup is coming here.
Oh boy, he's a genius. Yeah,
that's way to go out on a limb there.
Yeah, the soccer card movement is already moving upward. It may be at a nice slow trajectory, but yeah, of course, people like me that couldn't give two craps about soccer pay attention to that even. And so you mix the hobby being hot and we get people asking for soccer cards. So this seems like not a hot take.
But I just think come late Q4 into January, because I think somewhere in February they announced the draw for the World Cup, like the teams, because I think we don't know who's qualified until then. I have to be reminded of the timing of it, and then because soccer is not that important here, we've still got to pick teams. Some countries know who their teams are by then, so we still have to pick who's going to be on ours. But I think come December, January, February, March, you're going to see the soccer card market just go bananas. And then just like every other sporting event, after the sporting event, you're going to see it sort of dip down. So I think the timing of this may be a little bit off, but the sentiment is correct. We'll see. And then to end things, Josh, did you see this?
I remember we talked about this. I did not see this yet. That's fun. How are you going to hide that in a box?
I know.
What size of one touch do we need for that? I like it though.
I cut the thing in half, make it a 1 out of 2, right?
I love the look at the dude's comment. I'm holding off until the entire athlete is encased like Han Solo. That's a great.
That's great. But I mean, the whole thing. This is going to be impossible. This is going to be.
I'd be nervous if you only got half of the ball. It's like, where's the other half? You got the whole ball.
No, it's a 1 or 2.
On a display.
2-2. and then you could collect both of them. But this is going to be impossible. What's this going to come in? But I mean, how are you going to pull this? This has got to be a redemption, right?
Oh yeah, that's a great point.
They can't send this out. This has got to be a redemption. And then, I mean, come on, man. No, cut this thing in half. Cut this thing in half. Have two of them.
Do a redemption and
then you could chase. If you pulled this one, then you can chase the second half. So anyway, let us know. Let us know what you think. All right, Josh, we're running a little short on time. Do we have any hits from the shop? Or was that Livy Dunn card?
That Livy Dunn's gonna have to do that.
That's gonna have to do. All right. All right. Before we get the crazy stat, I think that's what. Are you grinding on that? You're trying to find a crazy stat.
How'd you read my eyes? Yes,
exactly. Before we get the crazy stat, guys, if you've made it this far, please like, subscribe, comment, leave a review. Let us know how we're doing. Josh, take us out with a crazy stat.
You're lucky I found one, and it has to do with Cal Raleigh, who hit 2 more home runs yesterday.
Yes.
The dude's on a torrid pace.
Big dumper.
So this stat is 19 hours old, so it should be pretty current. But the most multi-home run games in a season by switch hitters, you've got Cal Raleigh this year with 9, and number 2 happened in 1961 with Mickey Mantle, and he had 8. So
that's nuts.
That's not a lot of games either for big home run hitters. So if Schwarber was a switch hitter, he'd be up there too. But my boy Schwarber's trying to make it tough on Ohtani, but I don't think he's going to catch him though. It looks like, and Judge and Cal are going to have. I mean, there's going to be strong sides for both of them. So
for the MVP,
yeah.
Well, I hope it's Cal. He deserves it.
Yeah,
he deserves it.
He's a catcher too. Catcher, switch hitter. He's the big dumper.
The big dumper. Can't wait for that inscription on some future card. So, well, Josh, it's good seeing you. I maybe by the shop. I want to take a shot at pulling some Back to the Future cards. That'd be super cool. Jacob, hopefully you're back with us next week and you're feeling better. And guys, thanks for tuning in. And we will see you next time.